Hello, everybody. My name is Markiplier. I wish. Anyways, my name is Irvin Marie. How you doing? So today I'm be presenting my APA citation presentation to the viewers here, to you guys, to Mr. Russell, and to whoever who's looking at this. And so, with our good old friend Owl Purdue, who I used to gather all this information for my presentation, and from our good old friend Mr. Russell, who gave me 3 options that I needed to do, which was citation, no, news article, TED Talks, and unknown author. So without further ado, not to spend wasting my time yapping, let's get into it. So the first one up, unknown author, reference list. The following format is how an unknown author should be formatted. Author's work should be formatted. Title of the work, italicized. Date of publication, unformatted, as well as the source. Here's an example. Merriam-Webster's College Dictionary. Italicized, date of publication can be replaced for the year in case the date of publication is not found or there to be found, and Merriam-Webster as the source. Now, note, here's the caveat. This is new to APA 7th edition. Only use anonymous when the work is signed by the author as anonymous, which is a rare occurrence, but it is recommended by the website itself, or website that is Owl Purdue. Thank you for this information so I can gather all this information. Anonymous. So here's an example. Anonymous with date of publication or the year publicized, 2020. Navigation of the high seas, sea life, italicized, and the URL included. In-text citation. If the work does not have an owner, then cite the source, SIS, mention the title in the signal phrase, or include the initial words in parentheses. So here's how it should be formatted. So for example, using citations, whatever citation is that is needed, you put in parentheses, and then you have the year of publication. Here's an example, Barcelona to Baden-Barak. 2010, year of publication. Here's the citation that might be used in any in-text or in any essay, research essay. And now for the next one, if no author or date is given, use the title in your signal phrase or the first word or 2 of the title in the parentheses and use the abbreviation ND for no date, which is a rare occurrence as well. But in case you can't find the date that it was publicized or anything, then you would just put ND to cover up. So here's an example that the website used, tutoring in APA with ND, which is no date. And here's an example of mine's, which is, let's say, the United Arab Emirates architecture. Date was never found, but for me, I put ND to put no date. So as long as you have the citation, that's credible. And maybe if you don't have the date of publication, at least put ND for short to cover up. So, additional research. If you're citing something part of a bigger work, like an article from a magazine, newspaper, journal, etc., put the shortened title in quotation marks in your in-text citation. So, here's an example, paraphrase, a few words. So, a few words would be example, a chapter of a short story or a certain statement that they make in a story, newspaper, magazine, whatever. So you would put whatever the words that whatever the statement is with the quotation marks covering up, and then you have the year of publication on the side. Now, if citing an entire work from the book, website, video, etc., italicize the shortened title in your in-text citation. So if you gathered all your information from the source, you would italicize it, as is the example right here. So for instance, you got it from, let's say, Cat in a Hat. You would put Cat in a Hat italicized, and you would put the year that it was publicized. Excuse me. So let's move on to the next one, online news article. So let's start with the first, because, well, there's 2 sides of the coin. So let's hear the first side. If the source does come from a site with an associated newspaper, you would leave the title of the article unformatted, but italicize the title of the newspaper. And this is how it would look like. You have the publisher, the first and last name and first name, middle name included if they have one. You have the year publicized and the month and date that it was. Title of the article will be unformatted, but the title of publication will be italicized and the URL will be included. And here's an example right here. So now let's look at the other side. Now, if the source doesn't have a site associated with the newspaper, italicize the title of the article, but the name of the site unformatted. So it would be the same thing. This time you would italicize the title of the article and the name of the publishing website, you will leave it unformatted with the URL included. So here's an example. Jones, J, 2020, May 10th, format as was the previous one. The title of the article is italicized, and the publisher, the website name of the website, which would be BBC, the British Broadcasting Channel, and you have the URL included. In-text citation, online news article. Cite an in-text from an APA format suggests the author's last name and the year of publication separated by the comma and guarded by parentheses. Note, if you are quoting from an article, include the page number after the year published. So we'll start off the first one. This would be the most recommended. Author's last name and year, which is the basic format. Paraphrase. So here's an example: Tucker and Miller, 2020. Now, if it's quoted in text quote, you would do the same thing, last name, author's last name with the year, but you would include the page number. So here's another example to show you guys. Tucker and Miller, 2020. This time you would include the page number if needed. P43 for page 43. If you had found that quote from a certain page, you put the page number that it was found at the end of the format. Here's a real life example that I myself used from an article from the New York Amsterdam News. Put in 2 and 1. Here's how you would in-text format it, and here's the way you would format it in reference. Now, let's get to the last one, TED Talks. We're nearly there. So, when it comes to TED Talks, you would format it this way: the author, the year, and the month and date. Italicize the title of the talk or title of the video with the sponsor, which would be TED, TED, and the URL included. So here's an example. Up here, author, right there, year, 2010, July, month, title of the talk that is italicized, superheroes inspired by Islam, with the sponsor of the video, which is TED. And then you have the URL included. Now, if the source is found on YouTube, then it would be unformatted. So username, year, month, and date, title of the talk, YouTube, and URL. So for that case, you would put the username, which would be TED Talks, the year that was published, 2011, November 15th, title of the talk or title of the video that was spoken, TEDx New Hampshire College, from Jay Smooth. I probably don't know who that is. So how I learned to stop worrying and love to discuss race. And then you have the sponsor of the publisher of the video, which is YouTube, and the URL included. What example did I take out of this? Well, I used a video that I found recently by Bobby Pulido, who is a Mexican-American singer who is known for his hits back in the 1990s. Not just only him, but with the goddess, the princess herself, Selena Quintanilla, God rest her soul, the queen of Tejano music. And so he, in this video, talks about his Tejano culture journey, coming from a Mexican heritage, coming from a family with Mexican heritage, but was born in the U.S. and not known to speak Spanish, and that kind of setbacks that have from him, something that me, myself, has had included in the past as well. And so I recommend to anybody who wants to watch a video from Bobby Pulido. It's a good video. You guys should watch it. It's a very interesting video for us Latinos. And so this is how it would be referenced, translated by Bobby Pulido himself. The title of the video italicized. The sponsor of the video will be Ted McAllen, that was recorded from, and then YouTube. And this is how it would be referenced. And then if you from in case, format in text, it would be Pulido 2024 in case quoted or getting information from. Now, in summary, I believe that APA is a good format when it comes to science, when it comes to doing research that includes numbers, graphs. And I believe that APA is a great way. I believe that it should be not only used in a basic, or better, let me rephrase this. I believe that APA is a great style, but to start off, I believe MLA should be started first to start off before getting into APA. I believe APA is a very advanced. It might seem easy, but it is a little bit difficult for those who are not known to APA, such as me. I'm more MLA, not APA. But in terms of the essays that you will get in college, you will be challenged using APA. So I believe that APA is something that I think we can all learn from. In case we get those essays that uses APA to know that, well, hey, I know APA, I know how it should be formatted, referenced, and when it comes to intake citation, how it should be used and formatted. So with that being said, thank you guys for watching. If you guys enjoyed it, you're welcome. If you guys didn't, then I understand. We're all trying to get the same grades. So with that being said, thank you for watching, and I hope you guys have a great day.